my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to share with you 5 smart money moves that you need to make in your 20s. Why? Because your 20s are the most important times of your life, especially when it comes to finances. You see, what I'm going to share with you will not be taught in school. Most of the time, it will not be taught at home. And most of the times, people have to figure this out when they're in their 20s, which can be the hardest time to figure it out. So I want to make it easier for you because I've seen the 20s. And I'm telling you that if you understand exactly what I'm saying and apply it in your life, it can change everything. So listen up. The first money move you need to make in your 20s is to invest in yourself. You see, most people invest in their debts. They invest in their student loans. They invest in their credit card debt. And they forget to invest in themselves. So what I'm telling you is that if you invest in yourself, that's gonna last longer than your debts. If you invest in yourself, you'll be able to pay off your debts so much faster than someone who doesn't. The average college graduate ends up spending so much money and time investing to pay off their debts. And they take away their 20s and their 30s and even their 40s, sometimes their 50s, to pay off these debts. But what I'm saying to you is this: invest in yourself. Buy yourself a good book. Go to a good conference. Find yourself a coach or a mentor. Invest in a good wardrobe. Do something that's gonna help you to earn more money. Put yourself in a better position. Don't struggle to just pay the bills and just get by like most people do. If you wanna make a smart money move in your 20s, focus on your growth and not on your debts. The other day I was talking to somebody in their mid-20s and they're making $4,000 a month. Now their bills cost them about $3,000. That's excluding their college loans. With the college loans, they break even. So what I'm basically saying is that they spend all their money on just living and paying off their debts, and they plan to do this for the next 24 years. They're 24 years old right now, and for the next 24 years, by the time they're 48, almost 50 years old, they're still gonna be paying debts. Now, that's a hard position to be in. That's a position I would never wish upon someone. But what I'm telling you, my friends, is that you need to understand that money is widely available to you. You can't put yourself in a situation or a trap where you can't breathe. You see, you need money to spend on yourself. You need money to invest on who you're becoming, not pay off these debts. Now, I'm not telling you to not pay your debts, but what I am telling you is to pay the minimum. Don't pay the maximum. Don't just try to get it done with so that you can keep on moving with your life. Your life is always gonna be there. You gotta focus on the price that you're paying in yourself, not the price that you're paying to the government, not the price you're paying to your creditors. Focus on paying yourself because that is what's gonna make you wealthy in the end. The second money move you need to make in your 20s is to delay the wedding. Now, I'm not saying don't get married. Look, you can go to the court, you can sign the papers, and get married if you wish. But what I am saying is to not throw all this money into getting married. Don't go out and buy a big diamond ring and throw a big wedding just to impress the people in your family. Take that money and use it as capital to invest in yourself and invest in your business so you can create greater results in the end. I've seen so many people who invested a fortune on trying to throw a wedding, on trying to impress the people in their families or in their spouses' families. My friends, what I'm telling you is that you don't need a big banquet hall. You can do it in your backyard. You could do something that makes more sense to your budget. Now, if you're rich and you got the money, then go ahead and do it. But if it's all you got, or you're using someone else's money, then it's not a smart money move to make. You gotta know your money if you wanna grow your money. And in order to know your money, you gotta know exactly how much your marriage is gonna cost you. You see, there's a lot of things you can do when it comes to marrying the right person. But throwing a big wedding, spending all your money on trying to do it big at your wedding, that's not a good money move to make at all. The other day I was talking to a 27-year-old man who was telling me about the wedding he was about to have. He told me he wanted to start his own business, but he believed that the wedding was something he had to do. He was telling me about the $25,000 ring that he had bought his wife, the $50,000 conference center and big banquet that they were about to throw for the festival. He was telling me about the horse and carriages and all the big things that he had planned out for the wedding. It came up to over $100,000 when it was all said and done. He said, "Daniel, that's all the money I saved." how am I gonna do this? How am I ever going to start my business? I told him to go home and talk with his wife about the problem. After a couple weeks later, he came back to me and he said, Daniel, instead of throwing a big $100,000 wedding, I realized that I can do it for just $20,000. He told me that his love did not depend on this big fancy wedding. He didn't really have to impress anyone but his wife. He also told me that a quick walk in the park and a nice dinner out in the city would do just fine. But then I told him, you know what, you should do something. You should have that little wedding. You would have a good time. And he decided to do it. Now he has a lot of money saved up to start his business because he made a wise money move in his 20s. I hope you do the same thing if you're considering wedding too. The third money move you need to make in your 20s is to rent, not buy. Why? Well, it's very simple. You get to save all that money that you could have used on your down payment and reinvest it in yourself. Reinvest it in your business. Reinvest it in anything that can help you to earn even more. Now, I know some people might be saying, Daniel, you're just paying off someone else's mortgage. You're just making your landlord rich. You're just giving them home equity in the property that you're living in. But here's what I'm saying, my friends. You need to understand that the house that you might be purchasing in your 20s may not actually be your dream house. You know, there's so many people who move into a house, they think they're gonna hold that job for so long. They think they wanna live in that location for the rest of their lives. They think that they're gonna have a small family that ends up becoming bigger. So what I'm basically saying is to take your time. Don't force yourself into that house. Save that down payment money so that you can work on ways to become richer. Start building your family and eventually find out the needs that you and your spouse may agree upon, and then purchase that house of your dreams when you're ready. That's a smart money move to make in your 20s. The fourth money move you need to make in your 20s is to save. But not just save a little bit amount of money, save a lot of money. And there's a lot of ways to do this. The best way to save is to make more and spend less. But that's not as easy as it may sound. What you gotta understand is delaying gratification will help you to save more money in the end. If you wanna go out for a big dinner and some drinks and it's gonna cost you $100, what I'm telling you is to find a way to do it for a lower price. Instead of $100, maybe it can be $50. If you save that $50 is earned income, and you can consider that extra money that you save. Try to save more money every week, every month, every year, and eventually what you'll realize is that your bank account will grow and grow and grow. Like I said before, the best way to save money is to fold it up in half and put it back into your pocket. My friends, there's gonna be a lot of temptations out there, especially in your 20s. Friends and family will tell you, you gotta go out, you gotta have fun, you gotta go take this trip. And I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just saying make sure you understand what you're doing. Don't fall into the pressure just because other people are telling you to. Make sure you save your money and have control of the money that you earn instead of letting other people tell you what to do when it comes to your finances. Now, a lot of people ask me, Daniel, how much money should I actually save? And the answer is, as much as you can. But what you really need to focus on is how you can earn more money. You see, I recommend saving at least 20% or more, but you gotta find out how you can do that. If you're barely making ends meet, that's gonna be hard to save 20%. But if you're making more and more and more, then it's easy to bank some of that money and put it in your safe. I have a technique that I started in my early 20s called the money wall technique. And basically the way this works is that for every $100 that I made, I would go to the bank and actually get a $20 bill and post it on the wall. Now, this looked silly for a while, but it felt good because now I had money all around my house. You see, this is exactly what you need to do. Sometimes the discipline that you have may not make sense for others, but as long as it makes sense for you, figure out a way, create a system so that you can save at least 20% of everything you earn. The fifth money move you can make in your 20s is to get promoted. Look, you can have a job and work that ladder if you want. That's an option. But you know who I am. I'm an entrepreneur, and I promote entrepreneurship. Because in my early 20s, I decided I never want to work for another person for the rest of my life ever again. And I stuck with that decision. You see, if you know you want to start a business, this is the best time to do it. Why? Because it's easier than ever before. With the advantages of social media, You can conquer any platform that you choose and elevate your game by dominating social media. It's all up to you. You have to understand how business works though. And your 20s is the best time to learn exactly how to run that business. My friends, if you start a business in your 20s, you're gonna be so far ahead of the game. You're gonna be doing things you never even thought you can do. That wedding, that house, that car, all the things that you want, it will trickle down your path. Because when you start a business, you take control of your life. You take control of your time. You take control of your money, and you take control of yourself and your destiny. My friends, starting a business is the wisest thing you can ever do, but you gotta be called to do it. You see, a lot of people, they just wanna start a business because they know, hey, I can make some quick money. Hey, I can be famous. Hey, I can do something big in this marketplace. But what I'm saying is this: only start a business if you know your heart is in it. Only start a business if you have the right intention. Only start a business if you know you're gonna make an impact. Because impact equals income. And if you make a big impact in your business, the money will always come. You guys already know, when the mind is ready, the money will come. When you understand exactly what you want and you go after it with all your heart, and you start a business of your dreams, my friends, I'm telling you, you'll be able to do things you never even thought you could have in the past. You'll be able to conquer every fear. You'll be able to help so many people along the way. All right, guys, I've given you 5 money moves to make in your 20s. And if you liked this video, please smash that like button. If you're in your 20s, comment in the section below and let me know how this video has helped you. Share this video with other people who really need it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, you better do so right now. I look forward to watching you grow in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and your 60s and later on in life. My friends, I'm here with you. This is Aldie, and I look forward to what you do in the future. See you next time.